When someone comes in to see me, a lot of times it's because either their spouse is wanting to file for divorce or maybe they're thinking about filing for divorce themselves. And one of the biggest questions I get is, how do I protect myself? What do I need to know in order to start the process? From a property perspective, the biggest advice that I can give is just be aware of what you and your spouse have in your marriage. Whether that's a 401k, whose name the cars are under, is the house under your name or your spouse's name, the mortgage, how many credit cards do we have, whose names those credit cards are in. We're gonna need all of that information before we start the process, and even more so whenever we start dividing up the property. When we go through the divorce process, we're going to need a list of all of your assets and your debts in order to divide the marital estate. Now, you wouldn't believe how many people come into my office and they're just blatantly unaware of what their estate has in it, or what their spouse has, or what their spouse doesn't have. What they thought had $50,000 in the account is now down to zero, or maybe their spouse is hiding an asset. All of these things we're going to need to know beforehand, so then we know when to or how to divide those assets. So I think the biggest takeaway that I can give regarding the property aspect of it is just be aware. Now, regarding the children's side of the divorce, a lot of people come in and they want primary or they want 50-50, but yet they have no idea who the pediatrician is for the child or even the child's teacher is. So I think the biggest takeaway is practice what you want. If you want to be the primary parent and you want the judge to see you as the primary parent, then you need to start acting like the primary parent beforehand, because the judge is not going to magically appoint you the primary parent if you don't even know the child's pediatrician's name. So practice what you preach. A court's going to keep the status quo, and they're not going to change what the child's going through just because you want to be the primary parent. And so regarding the children's issues, I would make sure that you're establishing a routine before you file for divorce and making sure that you're comfortable with that routine before getting in to see a judge. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave us a comment down below, or you can check us out at familytexas.com.